Oh, we weren't sure if we were going to be doing a show today.
Are
When
we
we
doing a show
talked
today?
on Thursday, I think that was the last show. We were maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, off Friday, that sort of thing. We had a lot of things in our life, a lot of things going on.
We're busy. We didn't know how yesterday was going to go.
Yeah. But as you can maybe tell, we are here today.
We're doing
Monday,
a show right now.
to do this show.
For all you people that suggest we would just take egregious amounts of time off, this is a bonus for you.
That's right.
Just for the whiners.
And remember, Rhett on Thursday was making note. Hey, just so you guys know,
I'm ready to go here.
I can go.
do it.
It's like, well, we do have
There's
an event. We have things that we need to do in Jasper on Friday. And we thought maybe we would leave Friday to get to the event on Friday.
Yes, we'd need to.
Leaving Saturday for the Friday event, not ideal.
No, it'd
Not
be tough
ideal.
to host the live event while we were still commuting on Friday. We
Now-
need to be there on Friday.
We had talked about, because Rhett made it we very aware that he was available on Friday to do a show, but it was on us that we weren't around. Did he, in fact, do a show? Because I know we were talking about.
Yeah, Tan Man, did we get a show from Rhett? Nothing?
Let me just click on the. I don't see.
An update there, refresh.
No, I don't see it.
Well, he's here today. He just needs to turn his lights on.
Okay.
He must be in the basement today.
Yeah, so, I mean, the ever dependable Rhett Warner. Well, let me
Rhett,
check.
is your mic on?
maybe
You're
there's
muted,
something
Matt.
here.
Rhett?
Oh, so you sent him a message.
Well, I didn't see his response. I asked. I said, you can join us for a little
Rhett,
bit
will you
today?
be joining us? No. That's the correspondence we've had with Rhett today.
2 letters. That's the correspondence for the weekend.
No.
No.
So he sounds very apologetic in that. It's sorry, guys. No, I can't.
Well,
no.
he's got to be busy. He's got to be getting into all-star shape for the all-star
Guess
alumni
so.
get together in Florida.
Guess so.
He's going to be down in the tropics here, so I'm sure he'll have lots of time for us this week.
I'm sure too. We are here in the Tower Chrysler studios. It is Monday, and already in the YouTube. I wonder how they're doing. I wonder how the guys are. Are they okay? Have they survived? How are the hamstrings? How are the glutes, the gluteus maximus, all that sort of thing?
Well, all those are fun. It's the liver that was the real principal point of impact.
Yeah, your liver took a beating, a savage beating.
It's the principal point. I mean,
right.
There may be some other shrapnel, but the principal point of contact is the liver.
Yeah, there's no question. Is there like a suspension? Is there a rule book on that the principal point of contact was the liver?
Yes and no, but it was self-inflicted. It's like if you slash yourself in the face, you are responsible for your own stick, but it only hurt you. I don't think you get penalized. Friendly fire. A lot of friendly fire.
What a weekend.
It was great.
What a weekend.
I told you. I was excited to go to Jasper. It was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. Up to Jasper, the Fairmont. JPL, Jasper Park Lodge, took very good care of all of us. We had the pond hockey event up there, and I'm going to say it was red carpet treatment.
I would suggest if that's not, I don't know what red carpet is.
Well, actually, you know what? This is gray carpet.
Gray and yellow carpet.
Yeah, this is now. This was Friday night, I believe.
It might have been Saturday.
That's Saturday.
No, that's Friday because I'm wearing the Friday sweater. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're doing high kicks in the lobby.
So that's you and Jacob from the On the Bench crew.
Yeah, we were fast friends. Yeah. Ollie's like, I've never seen anyone. Jacob has the same energy levels as. That was a good one there. Wow.
He was taking issue with your running starts and
that was
staggered...
a different video. We're all doing running starts.
Yeah.
But
then eventually,
were good.
So he's giving you a run for your money here. If you're watching on YouTube, we're doing. That was tough there. I feel like maybe you're getting. And eventually here, we'll stay with it. But now he's ringing the bell. And as I put in the tweet, definitely if you're going to have a high kick contest, do it right in the front lobby.
In front of the staff.
Of a Fairmont hotel.
At 1 a.m.
That's right. So then he's just going from the standing start.
Oh, see, now this is my wheelhouse. Standing start, one-steppers.
Is there any kind of history you can share with the high kick? Why
I don't know. It's just a dumb party trick, and it's really not a trick. It's just something to get people doing stuff.
Yeah.
I got lots of those. I tried to get you going on slaps, but it involved a little bit of math, and that thing died quick.
I didn't understand anything you
were saying. All you had to do was count to 21. If you can do that, you can play slaps.
Do you want to, now that you're sober, maybe
it's
now
okay. You know what? There's a time and a place for slaps. This isn't it.
Okay, it's 1, it's 2, it's 7, then it's this, and then it's this.
Yeah.
And who?
The 10 you point.
Needed more info.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Yeah, needed a little more info.
You were very enthusiastic and keen to learn the rules.
It was less about
I'm out of here.
Yeah, see there again, I think maybe underestimating your level of sobriety at that point, because that was after the kicks. Was that not?
That was Friday. We had a good shift Friday.
So that guy that was just doing the kicks, about an hour later, was trying to explain the slap game, and to my detriment, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Now everyone wants to know how we're doing. Oddly, feel okay.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous drive yesterday.
Calves are a little, but that's normal. You know, little calf treatment. Could probably use a little calf treatment, but oddly, feel okay. We played 3 games Saturday.
I was impressed. I thought you were like an old diesel. You just you took the first game to warm up. The second game, a little more comfy out there. And by the third, I thought that was peak boom right there. Got the old wooden stick. Oh,
I brought the wooden stick kind of as a prop, and it was about a foot short, and it was very, very. It should be firewood. It's probably ready for the fire pit. I could have left it there, but you can see there on the Saturday now, chilly for sure. We're in the mountains, but it's the day you want. The blue sky, and pictures can't do it justice, but the backgrounds and the blue sky, it was I dare I say heaven.
Yeah, the old Red Bull marketing crew was out there blasting tunes. They had a little hut with a fire going on, so when your games are over, you go warm up.
There you are.
Hot pools or nails.
There's Wolvie in the front row before being completely concussed against OilersNation.
He hit the deck about a half dozen to 10 times, really hard. The worst and only time he did it backwards, he rattled the coconut pretty good. And he kept saying, I'm fine, but he'd left his stick on the ice, was skating the wrong way. I don't know. I don't think he was fine.
You're right. He was down a lot.
I don't know if he had his skates sharpened, if he'd skated before. He looked fine at times, then others he couldn't stay upright.
And then the third game, the game he chose not to wear the helmet, is when he clunked.
Yeah, I think mid-game he took the helmet off, and then almost immediately while skating backwards, I didn't know he had that skill set, bang. I
think Chalmers took him down.
And there you see it. Yeah.
There you see it. There's the OilersNation folk. Bag milk, little Tyler Yaremchuk. We got Chalmers. Look at Frank Seravalli.
Frank, he could skate all right. He's moving pretty good out there.
Probably oversold, A little bit.
I thought he was just a steady Eddie stay-at-home D.
Yeah.
He don't need anything flashy. He's like a Hatcher brother.
Or maybe he underestimated how good the hockey players might be at a thing like this. Because there were some fine players.
He sheepishly acknowledged he'd never skated outdoors before, which I thought I've never lived in Philly, and I don't know if that's if that was here, we'd all laugh at you, but you probably don't have parks with rinks everywhere in Philly. It doesn't get cold enough, I'm guessing.
So people want to know, how did it shake down? We played OilersNation, the third of 3 games on Saturday. Controversy.
I don't want to get into any, what do they call it? Muckraking.
You are the general manager of Teams FlamesNation. Allow me to be the reporter, the journalist here.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
The game ended in a 21-21 tie. There are now the CHE, the Canadian Hockey Enterprises. They have their scorekeepers there. They're keeping an eye on things. They called it a 21-21 tie. However, you as the general manager, would you care to speak on the thought that maybe some controversial scorekeeping that led to this tie?
We were told it was a tie game with about 3 minutes left, and we definitely outscored OilersNation from that point to the end. So it was a little confusing when we were back and defending the last 30 seconds only to hear that it was a tie game. But, I'm sure there was no foul play so much as probably an honest mistake. I'm happy to say the team went undefeated and that our ringer indeed was a ringer. And Mosser's feet were sensational. He was tipping stuff over the net in tight. I mean, you could tell he was a goalie. You need a goalie.
Yeah, Tyler Moss, incredible hand-eye.
Yeah, the D-zone coverage around the net was sensational.
Yeah. And Mandeep from BK Beaufort Liquor.
I was pimping him for 2 weeks, and I'm not sure that you believed it till you saw it.
Well, I think I had said last week, I did see one video of him doing a little hoop-de-doo there. So, because somebody had said, this Mandeep's a good player. Take a look at this. Yeah. And he did a little hoop-de-doo, and it was... you undersold yourself. You're a heck of a hockey player.
I can skate a bit. That's about how much.
No, come on now. Right. You and Mandeep were just like Gretzky Curry out there. Unbelievable.
He's a good player. Makes it easy for everyone around him, right? That's what the greats do. And Serge had a great new red helmet, and he had the best cellies on the team.
Yeah.
Serge, 5 out of 5 on celebrations. I had to give him a report card.
Serge from Tower Chrysler Studios is where we, of course, do the show every day. There's Serge, along with Serge and Serge.
Those are the Fighting Surges. They were there supporting.
And what's great is the the faces, actually. It's like, this guy's, look at the smile on that guy. Actually, not as smiley as he is in real life. It's actually underselling how smiley he is.
Yeah, that the Tower crew was up and repping it. We had the best supporting crowd and cast in the whole tournament.
Did.
Wild applause and cheering for every goal. I think we were right in between the ears of all our opponents.
Look how beautiful that is.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Eh?
Jasper Park Lodge, Tourism Jasper, well done. They had the now we didn't get there, but I heard the street party was unbelievable on Saturday night with music. They had fireworks. Obviously, there was the like we've been saying all month, the food and the awesome. I'd never been. First time. We'll go again.
That Chris Pills I enjoy hammering would seem tastier the closer you get to that brewery.
Be careful,
in fact, even stepping into it.
You may start to do high kicks if you have.
Just make sure you're appropriately stretched and warmed up. That's all. Yeah.
So 21-21 was the tie against the OilersNation, which left both them and us with an equal 2 wins, 0 losses, 1 tie record.
Undefeated.
Yet somehow, I guess the tie break had the OilersNation finishing ahead of us.
Even though we didn't have common opponents.
Right. Getting into, we said we could play another 2 minutes and then have sudden death, something like that, but they kept it as a tie.
Deep out and just win.
Which is kind of
that.
I do wonder, was there maybe a thought from the organizers that it would be apropos if these two teams just tied?
I can't speak to any level of conspiracy, but I do think people understand where their bread is buttered.
Perhaps. Because I agree. I do agree with you.
Yeah, it wasn't
felt like it was a tie game.
We were holding the fort.
And then there were multiple goals on our side that we scored. And then fewer went in by them.
I mean, maybe the tiebreak was anyone that got bloodied. Like we beat them 1-0 in concussions, but your Remchuk was dripping all over the place.
Yeah,
like a wounded animal. To walk him with an arrow in him, just dripping everywhere.
Yeah, I was hoping somebody stuck him, like really give him a good.
No, I kept a puck in the jib.
But you got the stick on a pass, and it clipped him.
They were going to try some full ice, like long tap in at the back door, and these are big nets. We can't be allowing this to happen. So if you're going to start zipping pucks the length of the ice looking for backdoor tap-ins, I'm just put them neck high. See how you like that.
And there's kind of
try it again after that. Do you notice?
Yeah. And I know it was in the rule book, but there's also kind of a gentlemanly thing.
Yeah.
You're not going to just rifle it from 3/4 ice.
I mean, you shouldn't.
Half ice. Make this pond hockey. Make some plays. Try and get it to the net, and then score. Mm-hmm. Felt like there were a lot of half ice or better goals.
I have mixed feelings about that because I feel like that's one of those breaking the seals things where once one team does it, everyone's like, okay, well, you started it, so we're going to do it too.
So who do you?
It was Princey.
Oh, Princey.
It was very early, and I thought that's way too early to start shooting from half court. But I mean, if the Oilers, I think like they'll probably do a jersey every year. They had Play La Bamba, which is a lovely tribute to that great Oilers fan last year. Next year, they could get the Splash Brothers because they were hitting from half court the whole game. It was unbelievable. Like Princey had the first 3, but these guys, like, holy, Steph Curry should be taking notes from these cats.
From the
logo, Curry.
Now, do we have? I know that Alex, you had the shots there. Do we have the one shot of Pinder there? Because we don't. I guess we don't really have a really good photo of our jersey, but we were the. Yeah, you can kind of see there.
You're the Blasty Pindies.
So it's you wearing your own likeness. It's Pinder in a man bun, and then the flames coming out of your nostrils as if it were Blasty, the horse.
With the Blasty color set. Yeah. Great work. I think our pals from Iconic that do the game day photoshops, I think we got them involved because they're good at that. And I'd love to say this was my great idea.
Was it you that did it?
No, I think we collaborated a little.
Like Tan Man kind of. Tan Man got a piece of love for the Tan Man.
I don't know where it came from. It wasn't my idea, but I'm all in favor of it if that's what you think.
There it is. Yeah.
It's the crazy eyes too. What you can't see from the original photo is I believe I had a Guinness mustache there, and I was very impressed with my Guinness mustache.
Yeah, it was gross.
But that was covered up by the Blasty flames out of the nostrils, which it's gross. They're limited edition, Dean. I haven't signed a single one yet. If you see any on the secondary market signed, that's a forgery.
Well, I was going to say, do you think there'd be any market if we were to auction these off?
I mean,
raise some money.
The
for
only
charity.
way there'd be value, I think, if you wrung mine out, you might get an ounce of vodka out of there. That's about it.
You didn't spill much. It was all.
That's fair.
You're very good at that.
Shotgunning too.
Awesome weekend. Now, and then what happened? Unfortunately, because of our 2-0-1, 2-0-1, there was a 3-0 team. So the OilersNation and this other team were going to play in the championship final. We were then going to play in the third place game, or the consolation final,
whatever you want to call it.
Now, Saturday was chilly at about minus 15.
A little breeze.
Minus 17. Then the breeze.
For the spectators, it was perfect for the games.
Yeah. Yesterday morning, we woke up and it was minus 30.
It was dash 27 with wind chill to minus 35 that when I was looking and looking at my equipment thinking, is there another layer I can find somewhere in there?
I really wanted to play.
I know. Yeah.
I was really
well, we know you.
Hoping that we'd get a chance to play in that consolation final.
Reining you in is sometimes the hardest part. It's just,
but I went with the group and I said, fine, it's too cold. Let's just go home and try and watch some football.
It's a good consolation, really.
Yeah, that was the consolation Sunday. Final.
So weird consolation when you don't lose in a tournament. Huh?
Again, just between us.
Yeah.
Didn't mind the OilersNation guys.
I wouldn't say that too loud.
We kind of had a hell of a time.
Yeah.
They were right in it.
Frankie seemed like he could come back to Canada again, come to the mountains. I know he's used to the big cities and the bright lights in the arenas, but I think he enjoyed himself a little rustic Rocky Mountain expedition.
You can see the Squire there, Jay Downton in the back with the ski goggles. That's next time. That's the play.
That is the move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps your face for warmth and just glare and all of that. So definitely we got some bagged milk in there. Actually, can we say that? Because he doesn't show his likeness, does he?
We don't know which one he is, clearly. Yeah.
And then, Yaremchuk is in there with
and Mosser played a great little trick. He has the orange hat, but our jersey. And an errant pass or two sailed his way, I think, with a little misdirection from the hat color.
So there, and I'm hearing things from Wolverine, although he is concussed.
Yeah.
That there will potentially be other events, pond hockey events, closer to home. Keep listening.
I think first off, this is a major. This is an annual.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the this is a trophy tournament. But we need to add one as well in our backyard where we can play host, just as OilersNation pseudo played host there. Add to the repertoire.
Lake Chestermere, maybe. Not quite as picturesque, perhaps. We'll see
if Bo Levi's got his sprawling estate sold or not. Maybe we could lease it from him, rent it for a weekend.
Tower Chrysler, good to have the Tower Chrysler folk up there. TowerChrysler.com, your favorite, Calgary's favorite. If of all the Tower Chryslers in town, they're number one.
With a bullet.
Yeah, just ask them. Just ask them. We saw the Flames play their final two games before the All-Star break.
Kind of, yeah.
They have a long,
9 days when
they were on. I didn't realize that they have an abnormally long stretch here. There's games last night. There's games tonight, tomorrow. There's games Wednesday.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
I think they stagger everyone around the All-Star break, so everyone gets at least 7 days, but there's 9. I don't know that many teams have 9 days. That's pretty impressive. But I like this rather than a whole week of no NHL. We have games up until Wednesday and then starting next Monday, and there's All-Star festivities in the middle rather than a whole week with nothing. So, for example, like Carolina's going to play twice this week, and I think 2/3 of the league have 0 games this week.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Just watching on social media, it seems like there's a lot of people over there. Mexico, they're enjoying them. They're taking their families off on vacation.
Asar.
That's right.
Cabo.
Yeah.
Bermuda.
Chestermere. Yeah.
Chestermere.
That's right.
They near the water, Dean. That's what they say.
They have the back-to-back games, a loss to the Hawks and a win versus the Kraken. If you're going to have to split those games, I guess that's the way. Take the loss over the better, or take the win over the better opponent as the final game going in to the break. Because how do you lose 5-1 to the Hawks?
I don't know that you can look at these two in a vacuum. I think getting embarrassed at home by the worst team in the NHL probably helps set the tone for, okay, no more around here, fellas. This is our last one before the break. Let's do it right. And that's 2 pretty quality wins in Seattle they've had. And the only other time they played Seattle was the second week of the year, and they blew like a 4-1 lead in the third, or it was like it seemed in hand and they hit snooze. So for whatever reason, they've matched up nicely with Seattle, and who knows if they can climb up a couple rungs. I don't think they'd be afraid of going into Seattle in a playoff series as much as you might get some PTSD thinking about playing the Oilers, or worry about what the Vegas Golden Knights can do, or maybe even as a wild card having to play Central Division Team 1, whether that's Winnipeg or Dallas or someone else.
They were very good against, I had to go back and watch it after the fact, obviously, but they were good against the Kraken.
All full marks.
For the fourth shot of the game goes in to make it 1-0. Coming off the loss the night before with travel against Chicago, you're thinking this is awful.
This is no good.
It's going to be a nightmare.
Walls are coming in.
They found a way. They dug in. They were the better team. They win with the empty net goal 5-2. And I think even Darryl was complimentary. Mm-hmm. So that tells you a little bit of something that after a loss against the Hawks, get it together. And I thought they did. They were the better team on that night. So now you go into
the other ththing real quick. Like we finally saw the coach arrive where everyone else has been for 3 weeks, which is Milan Lucic is a solid fourth liner, but Milan Lucic is not a second liner. That's not a shot. He has been in his career, but this may be his last year in the entire league in his career. And his skill set suits a fourth line left wing slot. They put Jacob Pelche into the Huberdeau Kadri hole on that line. And I think that's something that Darryl wanted to make Jacob earn. I think he has in a sense. And I think that's probably reason for some optimism or even just excitement. I think even the GM's probably happy he gets to do a little internal audit on some skill position guys in the top 9 before the deadline arrives.
Yeah, and you wonder, because Pelche and Walker Duehr, they'll play some games with the Wranglers. We'll see what happens roster-wise when the All-Star break is over.
They accrue some cap savings, too. Yeah. It's not just getting those guys games. It's both.
So do they both come back? Do one of them come back? And if so, where do they land when that is the case?
And Brett Ritchie, I believe, is now either closing in or full health, ready to return. So there might not be room for both of them.
10 of IR.
And we don't know when he's back. There's been some suggestion it could be after. So there's still some question marks. I've liked them both. I think they've both done the best at, Phillips didn't get much, 11 minutes. So Horna got a little more runway. Ruzicka had a hot, December it felt like. These two, I think, have done a really good job of, I think earning the coach's trust, and I think finding a role, certainly for Walker Duehr. Bring some speed and hit everything and fly around.
We're probably broken record there, right? I think we're fairly on record as to where we are with Pelche and Duehr and the youth, the necessity for speed and how those guys contribute to that.
Yeah, and they're not same. They're very different. I mean,
but just in general, send them let them play games, cap savings. When the break is over, they are coming back and regulars again.
Yeah, and it's, with Rooney down in the American League playing fourth line center, there is room to do that.
You'd love taking shots at Rooney.
It's tough. This is not how anyone thought it was going to go. And if Ritchie is your 13th forward, I'm fine with that. You?
Yes.
And if Walker Duehr wants to slow down for a bit, and I guess we got to figure out where Adam Ruzicka fits. That's the only thing. I haven't loved him on the fourth line, but him and Duehr, all of a sudden there's a little more skill now there.
You can see how there has been how tantalizing he is as a prospect, and then he leaves you wanting because the disappearing act. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's the consistency thing that was the draft, the knock right from his draft year, right?
Yeah,
it's like all those tools are there. He's big, he can shoot it, he's skilled. You don't find men of that size with skills like that very often. And why do you get picked in the 4th round? Oh, because you only see flashes of it. It's not 5 games in a row ever.
I just want to mention, we're going to have, we're talking with the Wolverine, the concussed Wolverine before we came on. We've got tickets galore coming for now, basically the start of February, right through to the end of the season, courtesy of Mad Rose Pub.
They start with 4 on the road, and then they're home for a bit the second half of the month.
Yeah,
so we'll give some stuff away, but be ready. Watch us on socials.
Yeah. 4 home games. I was looking this morning. 4 home, 7 road games in the month of February. So get in while the getting's good, because there aren't many home games. The good news is we'll have tickets for if not all, the majority, some of those. Mad Rose Pub this week. Try. It's already Monday.
Jeez.
It's already Monday. 20 beers on tap, kid friendly, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They are not just trotting out freezer burnt food like some pubs do. This is fresh. They're making the dough, the sauce for the pizza. They're making it every single day fresh. Visit the website, madrose.pub. Maybe you need it brought to your door. It's kind of chilly out, snowing that. Get it delivered. It's 15 Royal Vista Place. Some of the best pizza you'll have in the entire city, and your connection for Flames home game tickets.
Or wonton next time we go.
Yes.
Okay, deal.
Done. Mad Rose Pub up in Royal Oak. And while you're up there, go and see our buddy Greg over at Bonton. I don't know how I said last week he was really having a hard time dealing with the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, T's and P's.
A thumping defeat, embarrassing. Did I read yesterday or this morning that they're now Mike McCarthy is going to be calling the plays. Kellen Moore is out,
signed by the Chargers.
What could go wrong, right? Just give more to Mike McCarthy.
That's load him up. Load up his plate.
Yeah, that's really
Make
proven
like a
to be
buffet
the answer.
and load up McCarthy's plate.
Yeah. So go and see Greg. We talk all the time about the meats and the potato salad and all of that. I want to remind you. Say I don't know what time you're watching. This is a podcast. I don't
know what time it is.
Maybe you're looking for some quick food, something to eat right now. I don't have time to make it, but I want something.
I want some cheap junk though. I want some quality stuff, Dean.
I want something that's gonna stick to my bones. Hardy. Stick to my bones. Meat pies.
Oh.
You may not know you love meat pies. It's possible. You may not even know you do, but you do.
Yeah,
you do.
Well, and better half Australian.
Yeah,
huge in Australia, mate. Meat pie.
Yeah. So good. The individual meat pies, steak, chicken. We're not getting all fancy with you. Chicken or steak, boom. They make them in the morning. They're ready. So good, so good. And I've been asked, which one do you like?
Yes,
you're not going to make me pick.
Yeah, it's a trick question.
Do it.
It's D, all the above.
Yeah, you're not going to make me do it. Torture, perhaps. Waterboard. Rather you didn't.
Just have them all, please.
But I'm still not going to.
Which one would you like, Mr. Mulbert?
Yes, please.
Yes.
And then, of course, throw in some potato salad or whatever you need there, just as a nice little side. Mm-hmm. But awesome. We told you got to go up and see it. It's a throwback. It's old school. It's the way customers have been treated for decades, and they still do it.
Over a century, I'd suggest even. To do the math on that.
1921.
That's
when it all started.
101 years.
28 Crowfoot Circle Northwest. Greg Keller, Bonton Meats, meat pies. Don't sleep on the meat pies. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Good.
Oh,
how are they feeling? How are things down at 555 Saddledome Rise or whatever it is?
I don't know. I
feel like they've been through a lot here, but I think they might be positioned to be better versions of themselves here. I finally like the way the roster's constructed. Now, that said, we'd like to know more on Tanev, but this month is interesting. They don't play a ton. They sort of have 3 games a week, couple days off between games, and there's a couple good teams in here, but there's a lot of very middle of the pack-ish, play well and you should get points type teams, which probably means nothing with this team.
50 game mark, 24, 17, and 9.
Yeah.
So you applaud the extra time points to a point. 570 points percentage. They're outside of the playoffs today. They
5 back with 2 games in hand on LA. That's what I'm watching. I don't want to say that LA's bad. I don't see Colorado missing. I have a tough time envisioning Minnesota missing. I don't think the way Edmonton's starting to click. Kane's now back. They're going to add at the deadline, or they're absolutely insane. Your first rounder does not help you. Ken Holland, go get a defenseman. If I have to pick amongst the crowd around them, I think LA is the one that you should be, not that you're obsessed with what other teams are doing, but that it's the most realistic card to catch.
I don't like the way, I just don't like how it's sitting right now, because I don't feel like Markstrom has really shown any signs of playing markedly better than he has.
Yeah, it's been probably improved from awful to mediocre, and he's still not getting run support. So I'm curious what the coach does out of the gate with the goalies. They're going to be on Broadway Monday, the 6th of February, a week from today. Rangers, good team, great goalie. Do they lead with Markstrom or Vladar? It feels like a really good litmus test for where Daryl's confidence is at with this tandem. Vladar has only won, 13 games in a row now with a result? With at least a point?
Markstrom has to just lose his mind when he's by himself, when he's in his car on the way home. Starts against the Hawks, gets 1 goal, run support. Now, again, you let in 4. You can't. 5-1 final. Chicago, 1 goal on Rob Stauber's kid.
Yeah. Second ever game in the NHL.
The next night, travel in Seattle, tough team.
Yeah.
4 plus an empty netter.
The hell, guys?
It's becoming uncanny that one guy, and it's not, there's no connection. You can't, are they playing better in front of this guy? No, I don't see it.
Well, they are. I just don't think it's because of the goalie. For
don't
whatever
know how.
reason, they've played better when Vladar's been in net. I don't think it's Vladar's pep talks or oh, wow, his mask is so pretty, I'm going to try harder tonight. It's a very random coincidence.
I sit here, and usually the narrative is you can't, the backup's the backup, the starter's the starter. You got to get Markstrom in the form. The only caveat that I have in this case, I agree that that's the situation when you have a backup that's a veteran or has been around, and you know by now what he is. You don't know what Vladar is.
No, there's some ceiling there.
Is there a chance that guy could give you consistently better goaltending than Markstrom's going to give you? I would say that's a
regulation loss was when? October?
I
keep running the guy. I don't care whether it's hocus pocus or not. He's winning.
He's winning. And we talked about Sutter and his seeming indifference towards young players.
Yeah.
Who do you want? Get selfish with Vladar.
He's turned the corner on him. Last year, it was over a month between starts at one point. They rolled Markstrom in both halves of a back-to-back leading into the All-Star break with travel in the middle on the road. It was like, he don't trust him. And then you hear early this year, he's in better shape. He's in a position to play more. He start getting results. They rode him, 7 out of 9 in December at one point. Now, again, it's another run of play. I think he wants Markstrom to be the guy, but he's certainly more comfortable rolling Vladar if Markstrom isn't going to be the guy.
Daryl mentioned that about his fitness level early on, right? How fat was he last year?
He wasn't, but
so fat.
I don't know. That would be something where I think being around the sport for 50 years or whatever it's been for Daryl, there's probably just a little bit of game conditioning versus being in good shape. He's wiped at practice and now he's not making saves for the last 8 minutes. I feel like that's a real coach's eye thing.
I thought that's what our issue was up in Jasper.
Conditioning?
Yeah.
We had strong second halves.
Yeah.
We fell behind that first game. We couldn't find Mandeep. Where the hell is Mandeep? I need my ringer.
Pinder is. Where's Mandeep?
I'm on the ice, and there's people on the side. We only allowed 4 times. Where's Deeper? Where's Deeper?
Where's Deeper? Where is he?
We need some goals.
So I just saw him. He was coming down. We're down early here. We're down 3. Tell him to hurry.
Gotta hurry.
So Mandeep comes flying down the hill, gets his skates on. We pull out a win. The next game, I think it was the Oiler game. OilersNation. You're like, where's Mandeep? Where's it? Ryan, he's taking the face off. Just calm yourself.
Yeah, okay, good.
Just calm down.
Well, the second game, he had 1 shift with 3 tucks. It was just like art. Oh.
Guy can play.
It's silky mitts.
Guy can play.
Yeah. I was saying, I know some people that are doctors and surgeons and things, and they have their hands insured. I was suggesting that Mandeep, for the future of our pond hockey team, maybe not a huge policy, but just something that, allows you a little kitty to come be with us. If you can't score anymore, you're still going to be around the team.
Well, he had the kids' pancakes for breakfast.
He had the cowpoke?
Yeah, he had the little cowpoke breakfast. So maybe that was the answer. He didn't get all bogged down with carbs and dough.
And I think the Wolverine was trying to take the edge off a hangover, and he went a Caesar back-to-back, but didn't realize they were doubles. And so the creativity was off the charts at about 10:30 in the morning when we dropped the puck because he had 4 ounces of vodka in him in about 20 minutes. He didn't realize.
These are doubles? Yes. Yes, they are.
Well, that makes sense. I'm feeling way better.
Look at those unis. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic
Last regulation loss for Vladar, by the way. November 26th, Carolina. November. So It's 2 months since he's lost.
It's not his job to care about the salary cap or who's making more money. Just put your best roster out there. And right now, if that's the case, then it's got to be Vladar. And I don't think that Vladar is not Craig Billington or some journeyman where the chances are the air is going to come out of the balloon.
There's no rallying cry like, all right, we got to win one for Vladar. No one allow any shots tonight. He's been great.
Play him.
Yeah.
Play him. He's a good boy. He's a sweet boy. Village Honda, the proud presenter of the Pinder Report. They want to buy your car. Yes, they do.
Those creeps have been looking at your tree. It's your
I know. Every time I go in there, I'm like, hey, Anthony, back off. Just
take that money out of your hands,
right.
Put it back in your pocket. I'm here to get this detailed. I'm not selling you my car yet.
Sell them your car. You get paid in 24 hours time. No hassle. If you're interested, if you're thinking, maybe, get your no hassle, no obligation appraisal today. It's Village Honda. Up in the Northwest Auto Mall, your dealership for life, and online, villagehonda.com for Village Honda. It's the Pinder Report.
Well, I mean, we'll start where we usually do, the Calgary Flames. It's a 9-day with no hockey game break. They played on Friday in Seattle. They will not play again until a week from tonight on Broadway, do you know? Manhattan.
Oh, it's Dallas.
No. There's a Broadway in Nashville, though. I didn't want to confuse anyone.
It's true, yeah.
Their only visit against the Rangers on the road will be the opener. It's the first of 4 in a row on the road. They'll go to Detroit, Buffalo, Ottawa, as you take a peek at the schedule there. Look at that. 6 of their next 9 games, make it 7 of their next 10 are on the road. And they've already played, I believe, more road games than home games. So I know you being the math wizard you are, you would be expecting a lot of home games in March and April to wrap up the season.
I think the first thing you do is where do you have to win? Where are you unlikely to win? What do you expect out of the month?
Yeah, Vegas and Colorado on the road with 3 and 4. Those are going to be tough.
Boston
anywhere would be tough.
Anywhere is rough. Philly's not having a great year. At home, 2:00 game. I don't know.
That's Holiday Monday here in Alberta, Family Day.
Sorry, Alex. Got to beat Ottawa. You've got 2 against.
Even though the rebuild's over in Ottawa and they're within striking distance of the Bedard sweepstakes, you do still have to beat them. Yeah,
you have to beat.
And I don't know what Detroit is, but you see them twice in the next 2 weeks. Ditto for the Rangers, although I think we know a little more about the Rangers. I feel like Detroit could be a tough out, but there's also a night where it's like, they just let in 6.
So splitsies
with the Rangers
with Detroit?
No, you got to take 3 or 4.
Okay.
Buffalo will be a good game. We'll have
10:30 a.m. Mountain Time.
Rhett might even watch that on TV, or do you think we get him to that building?
He'll be somewhere else. Yeah. I don't know where. He'll be in Jamaica or something. Where he won't be is on this show. You hope for a split against the Rangers. You'd love 3 or 4 against Detroit. They're plucky though, dude.
Yeah, Ottawa and Philly feel like must wins this time of year.
Buffalo, they can score.
Settle down.
Boy, don't lose to Arizona, because I'll tell you what, this losing to Chicago and Columbus stuff.
Oh, I know.
No bueno.
Yeah, it's a little too much of the hey, who's coming in next? Yeah, well, why don't we just have some fun tonight, because we don't have to try to beat those guys. That hasn't worked well this year.
That game on the 25th, obviously, will be the return of Nazem Kadri to Colorado for the first time.
Have they not been there yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yes, sir.
He's a good Lanch.
He was a very good Lanch.
Yeah.
As far as Lanches go, solid.
Real quick at the standings, we talked about it earlier, but just to get the visual here, they sit in 9th in the West by points percentage and by points. And all of a sudden LA, it's like, okay, they played 2 more. They're 5 up. So, it's close, but you can't be losing to bad teams.
You're going to need something to happen here. Like you said,
someone's going to stub their toe a bit.
Can Phoenix Copley come down to earth a little bit?
Yeah.
What? Minnesota.
Well, they've got Carolina, I think, tomorrow is one of the remaining games on this week. There's not many. Speaking of which, before we get to that, there was this day in history, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
That one of the greats and one of these guys arrived in Calgary. Cooner!
Weightlifter?
Cooner! Jamie McCown.
Jamie McCown.
Look at this.
Brought his mustache with him, too.
1983, right? Separate baggage for the mustache. Strapped it on here after 3 years with OSU. I didn't realize he was.
Would he have had the mustache at OSU?
That would be impressive. College mustache, not easy to pull off. Not a lot of guys have the. I
feel like he would be able to do
follicles
it, though, right?
at that point.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll Google it.
Do you
I'll
have
let
a
you know.
Do you have a McCowan anecdote or just a thought about how we fit into that lunch pail crew?
Yeah, I do, and it's not a good one.
Oh, is it that fight?
It's not a good one.
Is it the Vancouver fight?
No, he fucked the Jets.
Oh, Jesus.
He fucked the Winnipeg Jets.
So you were in Manitoba at the time, obviously.
You ask him about it. He's, I can't even go to Manitoba anymore without people coming up and telling me about it. Jets in a playoff series, they got the Flames on the fucking ropes. And this prick comes over and cross-checks Dale Hawerchuk right in the fucking ribs, breaks his ribs. Hawerchuk's out, series over. Prick!
That's how you, hey.
Prick!
Wow, welcome to Calgary anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
Light slate, one game in the NHL today as we go from the Flames to the national story. It is the Jets and the Blues tonight. You got to check socials. I got some Betway bets lined up for after the show today involving this one game. This is an interesting one. The Jets could do a favor to the Flames as the Blues are behind them in the standings there. We don't want St. Louis getting any ideas, thinking they're a playoff team. Don't let them. We don't need this any more crowded than it is. Nashville's already right there. Two games in hand, 3 points behind you. Frig off, Blues. Not this year. And Travis Tarasenko, please. Think he'd come here yet or not yet? He's got no move.
I bet you'd say no still.
Yeah, maybe he sees the deadline.
There's a lot of guys they don't want to come to Canada.
Well, I know a year ago, but I mean, if you're going to be in the playoffs, just 3 meets, you can stay in a hotel all the time.
They'll probably have options, though. Old Armstrong will probably have a few things on the table. That would be a sought after guy, I would think. I think that there was always kind of a knock against him.
Yeah, the list is going to be interesting.
I feel like he's been around and has done enough by now.
I thought he came back and had a really good year last year off the shoulder surgery that dispelled a lot of the concerns about, it's 2 years of the shoulder. Ooh.
And a bit of maturity, too. I didn't think he was ever going to play for St. Louis. That looked like a pissy kind of a situation. Yeah. They kissed and made up long enough to potentially get something good for him in a deal.
I had a couple of Sabres notes for Rhett, who
is he not here?
Said thanks, but no thanks today on doing the show. First off, they really don't like Jack Eichel in Buffalo. We know that. It didn't go well, and I'm sure there's some ownership both on the organizational side and Jack's as well. You know what they did love is the Eichel trade, not just because it got the turd they didn't like out of town. Alex Tuck, 53 points in 47 games. Jack Eichel, 34 points in 36 games. Never mind the first. Never mind Peyton Krebs. Never mind all the other assets they got in that deal. And, the salaries. He's making less than half of what Eichel's making. Both 26. All right. And that's from our boy.
That's your statistician.
Daniel Negreanu.
Poker
dude who was at the Flames poker tournament last week. So all of a sudden he's telling me Jacob Pelche's on his fantasy team. Like, how deep is that lake? Holy.
It is a great deal for Buffalo. Because you were in an unwinnable spot almost.
Yeah, it felt like the Duchesne spot in Colorado. They're never going to be able to get enough value. They're going to lose this deal.
And potentially the bad guys for how they controlled Eichel and the surgery. They weren't going to let him do it and all of this. I think there was a lot more people in the Eichel camp than were in Buffalo's camp.
And that has surgery for sure. It felt like a pissing contest. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Tuck is in and is from there and wants to be there.
Yep.
And make no mistake, those points, that's not an unhappy guy. That's a guy loving life. He's digging being a Sabre. No shit. 23 goals.
Scary news for the Sabres. Tage, our boy, the human highlight reel, not skating this morning. What's going on with Tage? Missed practice. Day to day. UBI. It's an upper body injury.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's not that urinary bladder infection. No, it's upper body. We hope that's not serious. He's had an absolutely sensational superstar campaign.
Yeah.
Go ahead, score 60, Tage. Have fun, would you?
And if it's an upper body thing, you're talking like 6, 7, 8 feet in the
air.
Yeah,
it's like diagnosing a neck injury for a giraffe. It's going to be tough.
So high.
Yeah.
Could you lay down, please?
Sad news in the hockey world this morning as superstar, Hall of Famer, and iconic goal scorer Bobby Hull has passed at the age of 84. The Golden Jet. A bit of a checkered life away from the rink and on it, one of the more dynamic scorers ever. First to score 50, first $1 million man in hockey. 2 Hearts, 3 scoring titles, a superstar.
He was, a checkered past for sure. Off the ice, plenty of stories about his treatment of women and wives and certain things. As a professional, he believed in himself. It's like, if I'm not getting paid, I'm going to the WA. I'm going to Winnipeg.
Sure.
You're going to Winnipeg. He didn't care. Who's going to pay me?
Yeah.
He was a hired gun. So in that respect, he was a big fan of Bobby Hull, but could he score it? And who would have thought that you'd have a son that would be as good or better?
Brett scored 76. He never got to that number in the NHL, but did have some 70-plus goal years in the WHA, which is ridiculous. Whew.
We're a hairpiece.
Yeah, he's very bald and then very hairy again
Yeah.
when you watch the highlight reels in the in memorandum sort of like videos that people are doing or whatever.
Spoiler alert. I mean,
Yeah,
in passing. Sorry, but I know that's
I feel
not how
like
you want to be
kind of
remembered.
a shot now that he's gone. You bring that up.
What's your thing about hairpieces?
I just don't know where they come from. Is it like an old loved pet that they repurpose,
No.
or what is it?
Your thing about hairpieces
No,
that I enjoy.
I just think, like, can you trust someone with a hairpiece? Or because they're kind of lying to you, aren't they?
They're lying to everybody.
They're lying right in your face.
They're fucking lying.
They're fucking liars.
So
You're lying
can't.
about that. What aren't you lying about?
They're
Huh?
keeping a secret to the world.
But we know. You don't think we know? We fucking know.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not blending nice in here.
You really think you're pulling one over on me, don't you?
You're not tricking me. Asshat.
I'm not fooled.
To the NFL. Did anyone else get away with the greatest football annual life hack? Honey, I'm going to need to watch 2 football games this weekend, but to make it up to you, next weekend, no football. I'll just, whatever you, family stuff.
I'm sure there'll be football on, but I'm not going to watch any of it.
So there it is.
There
A
it
reminder
is.
that you may have missed it. This was your chance. Now, we were in Jasper, so, we had our own excuses, but
Well, I had my wife with me, so
that's true.
unlike
Yeah.
you.
Mine declined again. That's an odd trend.
Didn't want to go away with you for 3 days.
Yeah, but you definitely did let me hear about it, that it was a lot of work while I was
bet it
gone.
was, yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
why I invited you on this vacation, so you could chill out
Yeah. And she had just taken your kids solo
to
to another country and left you at home to get
3 weeks.
obliterated for 3 weeks. Yeah, I can't imagine why she's hot.
Yeah, well, okay. The Cincinnati Kansas City game was an absolute thriller. Joe Burrow gets the ball with 2.5 minutes left inside his own 10-yard line, I believe, at the 6. That drive stalls. Back to Mahomes it goes. Gimpy foot all game, doesn't look right. And sure enough, on a 3rd and long, there he is scampering on a bad hoof, just getting a first down. And as he does, what was it, Joseph Osai, I believe, the linebacker had a great game and already tipped a pass and created a bunch of chaos. Gives him a push. That's the 15 yards. That puts him into field goal range. And with 3 seconds left, Chiefs are on again to the Super Bowl. And we've got another great rivalry now born because, yeah, Cincinnati had never lost at Arrowhead. There's Osai. You had to feel for him. Good Lord. He was absolutely shattered. Yeah. All that work you put in all year, you're that close. And just a silly judgment of a split second. And
it's a penalty.
It cost his team. It is
there
a penalty.
There was plenty of haranguing going on social media after this one.
About
there were some other things that potentially you could point at the refs and say, well, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time believing that at any other point in any other game, that's not going to be a flag.
That's always called, especially on a
star quarterback is running out.
If it's a running back, maybe you don't. But the quarterback on the sideline of that white, if you touch him, you're getting that flag. And here he is post-game. He had to answer questions, and teammates were right beside him, consoling him. It was a tough scene. It was good to see the Bengals rally around him. That's the type of thing that you feel like, that's could ruin a guy's life if he wants to take it too hard, and he was taking it rough on the sidelines. Yeah. It wasn't just one play, but it was one that moved him into field goal range with 10 seconds left, so it stung.
And it's the timing of it. If that happens in the first or second quarter,
you
still probably a dumb penalty. You shouldn't be doing it, but you have. And I thought that their coach, I'm drawing the blank on his name, but he said he was asked about
Zach Taylor.
Yeah, asked about the plays. Like, there's 4 quarters of football.
Yeah,
that play at that time is obviously inconvenient, but you could see Burrow when he was walking to the handshake. He's just like, fucking unbelievable. He couldn't believe that you play all season, you win playoff games, all of that, and it comes down to the last minute, bad penalty, field goal range.
And didn't everyone, even with a bad foot, think this is too much time? You can't give Mahomes the ball here with 40 seconds. I don't care how deep you pin him. This is trouble. And it always is. And it's always Kelsey, and it's always him with his feet, and it's always 3rd and long, and they find a way to convert.
And you look at who they were without yesterday. Like, Juju was hurt. Kadarius Tourney goes, this was not
Nicole Hardman's been missing most of the year. Yeah.
He won them that football game.
So this sets up Philly and KC for the Super Bowl. What's our 2-week narrative that we're going to be exhausted of probably by dinner time tonight?
Well, there's a few,
Okay.
right? There's Andy Reid, the Andy Reid Bowl.
14 years in Philly, 10 in KC now.
First time 2 black quarterbacks will face off in a Super Bowl.
Okay, there you go.
And then, of course, the Kelsey Bowl.
It is going to be the Kelsey Bowl as the brothers, Jason and Travis, who co-host a podcast together, will, for the first time in the history of the NFL, face off as brothers in a Super Bowl championship game.
I love podcasts. They're great.
I'm about to read up on them. I've heard some things. I don't know what to believe and what not. There it is, eh? And look at this. See how they swap jerseys? They're brothers?
But yet
That's
the names
cute.
are
It's
the
still
same.
their name. Oh,
Because they're
cute.
And I saw there was a picture of their mom.
Oh,
She's got a jersey. Half Chiefs, half Eagles.
Boy, that's going to be a tough Super Bowl
Right?
watch for her.
I bet she just hopes that it's
A good
a
game.
good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was another jersey swap that I don't know that I saw on the telecast, but I saw on Twitter somehow. Let's see this one. What was it? Yeah, there it is. It's the head official of Mahomes.
If you're not paying really close attention, it's pretty good. If you're not watching on YouTube.
There's a lot to
it's-
moan about if you're a Cincinnati fan with some of the officiating, but
Okay, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not easy either.
The photo that Ryan's referencing is the post-game jersey swap, and it's Patrick Mahomes swapping a jersey with the referee.
Yeah.
So the referee's been photoshopped holding the Mahomes jersey, and Patrick is holding these stripes. It's pretty good.
It's
Yeah.
Love. Social media is the best, but it's not the worst.
Yeah.
You always say that.
It's always the worst, but then it's the best once in a while.
Finally, got a little bit of, I guess, some viz from the weekend up in Jasper. Never like to see a hardworking young man get hit with a puck in the face. Unless it's one of those turds from Oilers Nation,
Right,
in
yeah.
which case, here's the video.
It's awesome, man.
Have a
Yeah.
good look. Look at the seam pass. Get out of here. Bink.
Yeah, I'm good. You good? Hey, get me good.
Immediately
Oh,
leaking.
good, eh?
Just split.
Yeah, I'm good.
Right on the chin. You know what, though? Yaremchuk, bit of a pretty boy. Can't hurt long term. Little scar there on the chin.
Yeah.
He's got the bubble on.
I
Come
need a
on.
towel.
He could use some.
Yeah, I'm good.
Should have gone full cage.
I just want to cover
He
up.
could
I
use
wanna
some
get back
scars,
up.
some street cred.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Get him a little more grizzled. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm good.
So that was off your stick, hey?
Hey, get me
Yeah.
good.
We're not going to let that shit fly.
All part of our game plan.
That's right.
Look at Seravalli. Look at Seravalli, really concerned. Going
He's like, God, I could use a breather. Thanks. That's perfect timing.
you know what, Alex? Let that one go one more time. So Frank is in the Oilers Nation jersey with
White
the
helmet.
white bucket on. As it comes down, tip puck. So there comes Frank up the ice.
Yeah,
Look
I'm
at everybody else. Oh, hey,
you
he
all right?
took
You
that
okay?
one. Jeez.
Hey, get me good.
Even
Oh,
Prince is
good, eh?
going in the
Look at
check.
Princey's going in. Frank's,
Yeah, I'm good.
whatever.
Teammates were ready.
Seravalli.
The tight bond.
What a
I
prick.
need a towel. Yeah, I'm good. Good.
And finally, we've they were doing podcasts. They're keen up there, eh? Those Oilers guys.
I know, yeah.
They are keen. It's like 2 a.m. and they're hammering darts on the patio. Let's do another pod. It's like, settle down, guys. You know,
Yeah.
you can turn it off at some
They
time.
love podcasting.
We took a little bit of one as apparently there's some mischief up there that we got to get to the bottom too. Not sure.
What?
Get a
Yeah,
up
so
to
if we can-
quiet 5-goal lead.
Look, I don't mean to rile anyone up and post any bulletin board material, but someone from Flames Nation peed all over the ON truck last night.
Oh,
Like actually peed
wow.
on the truck or just
all
the
over
tires?
the tires.
Wow.
They wanted to send a message.
Those are good tires.
They were marking their territory.
Wow. I know the individual.
I'm gonna go
in
shit on the
question.
windshield of the Jeep.
We're beating him bad.
Who am I open ice hitting?
We don't name names here.
We don't need to name names.
All
but
right.
Anyone.
So
with a
Frank was
Flames
happy to
Nation
stir it
jersey.
up and kick the hornet's
Anyone
nest
with
and then not
Boomer's
name
head
the
on the
name.
jersey.
Boomer, no.
yeah.
So there was that, which I didn't know that happened until this morning.
Yeah. So
And-
two things. No one did shit on the hood of the Jeep, thankfully.
And the other would be
Princey was the one that pissed on the
that's
tires.
right. Yes.
Yeah, that took about 2 seconds.
He's like, hey guys, did you hear this? And he was like, it was me.
Yeah, on the real life podcast, they were talking. Somebody peed on the
Oh, geez,
tires of
that
the.
sounds aggressive.
Yeah, I know. And
That was me.
yeah, it was me. Yeah. Attaboy, Princey.
Honesty is the best
Hey,
policy, do you know?
For the brand. There's no doubt in his allegiance. No doubt in his allegiance.
I'm just happy he didn't stick anyone. He was actually.
I was a
I
little
feel like he
concerned.
was intimidated against the Oilers rather than over aggressive.
I thought maybe we'd get into the cocktails, and then it'd be, oh yeah, well you and this and that, and then I mean Princey's 7 feet tall.
That's right,
starts flinging Oilers Nation people around. Be bad scene. Be a bad
do one
scene.
of the Derek Englands, one each.
Yeah, have to get Jared in there to police everything.
Wolverine
the
biting people's
Wolverine.
ankles, trying to loosen them up. Yeah.
Princey was. Look at him! Look at him! Hey.
Well,
Fairly well behaved, all things considered. Oh, he's going to come on here.
Is he going to come on?
Now, I wonder, though, because his wife was there, I wonder if he was by himself, if he'd have been a little bit more belligerent.
He was pretty well behaved. I was disappointed.
My work wife was with me when the incident went down. The Wolverine did not supervise, and he may or may not have encouraged me to go.
Really?
So it's the Wolverine.
Yeah, he didn't stop me.
A Wolverine has no
I saw that.
allegiances. Yeah.
I saw that
He
big
didn't
blue
put
truck.
your dick back in your pants. He
No,
just let
he-
you pee.
Yeah, no, that's
So-
exactly what he did. I asked him, I said, "Hey, where's the nearest bathroom?" He pointed right at that truck.
You know, kickers have a holder. They didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
That's your Pinder report for Village Hunt.
There it is. You're welcome, Village Honda. VillageHonda.com. Get your no obligation appraisal today. They want to buy your car as well. The brand new, while you're up there, take a gander over at the brand new Honda Passport Trail Sport. It is in stock in the showroom. She's a beaut. Clark, Northwest Auto Mall. Your dealership for life. Visit them online, villagehonda.com.
For life.
That's right. So no football this week.
But yeah,
But then the following weekend, it's the big game.
we have a plan. What are we doing?
Yeah, we do, Ryan.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
get the calendar right here.
Yeah, we do. You may not have it in there.
I'm just writing it down right now. Can you tell me where
You may not have it in there. Do you have anything that weekend?
I got Super Bowl. It's clearly blocked off.
That's right. We are going to the Grey Eagle
Oh,
Resort and Casino. Yes, sir. Our new partners joined on about a week ago, a little week and a half ago. We're getting things set up. I don't want to say too much because we're getting excited, but we are going to be at the Grey Eagle for the big game on February 12th.
that is the date of the Super Bowl. They got it right there.
Yeah, the 12th is the date of the Super Bowl, but we're going for the big game watch party over at Grey Eagle.
Right. Yes.
At the Stage Bar. Lots of seating. Well, maybe halftime. You want to go and do a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying?
Whistling.
Yeah, you may want to do a little bit of that. Why would you want to come? Well, we're going to be there. We're going to be doing some things. There's giveaways as you would expect. It's we're going to have at halftime. We're going to have prizes and jerseys and giveaway. Everybody's doing that, right?
Mhm.
But you're at the casino. Bung, 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 bung. The energy level is high. We're going to be wings, pitcher of beer, $12.
For each.
Nope. Wings and a pitcher of beer, $12.
Did you do the math on this?
I did.
That's a problem.
But then they said, okay, we'll go with it. It's like, that's a shitty deal for us.
You realize we're going to lose a lot of money
That's
doing
a
this.
terrible deal, Boom.
Boomer said it. We have to do it.
No,
Are you kidding me?
you get an order of wings and a pitcher of beer, $12. Plus, enter to win one of 4 draws for $100 in free slot play. And you can enter the grand prize draw, a brand new, not used, like Warner would have,
Mhm.
a brand new 65-inch Samsung TV and soundbar. That day only. The big day, the big game Sunday.
Mhm.
That day, you come in, draw, ching, brand new TV and
Those
soundbar.
soundbars are nails too. You're set up.
You can't
It's the
have-
whole
you
room.
can't
You're
do it.
dialed. Yeah.
You can't do it with the TV without the soundbar. So they're going to
There
get
you
you
go.
all set up. It is the big watch party at the Stage Bar at the Grey Eagle
Join us.
Casino coming up in a couple weeks' time.
I'll see you there.
Well, yeah, I know you will now.
What's the magic number for? Because it's going to be awkward when I order the pitcher and wings, and they're going to ask how many glasses. You don't even need to bring any. That's got a handle on the
gonna
pitcher
say,
itself.
There's a better chance of him sharing his wings than the pitcher.
Yeah,
of
no.
beer. Oh, did you want a wing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
help yourself.
Here, I got him.
Sorry, I had to order a second order because I
Bugger
was
off.
thirsty. I've got a loose dozen wings here. Come grab them.
That's a hell of a deal.
It's a great deal.
It's a hell of a deal. I'm not, I ordinarily, I kind of watch you and then I'm like, Pinder. I won't even begrudge you. That's a deal too good to pass up.
Yeah, good.
Grey Eagle
Mhm.
on the beautiful Tina Nation.
Good setup there.
And now we
Things
know
are
who's
happening.
playing.
Yeah, it's Kelsey Bowl.
What's your vibe today?
Phillies looked really, really good for almost all the season, and other teams have had segments where they've looked dominant, and then a few hiccups. Like Bills looked unreal a month or two in, and then I was like, what's going on here? They do what you have to be able to do, which is run the ball and play defense. It's Mahomes on the other side, though, right?
I know.
And it's 2 weeks, so he's going to be more mobile than he was yesterday and a little more comfortable planting on that back foot, airing it out a little more, I'd think. It's tough to bet against Mahomes. It's tough to find any blemishes on the Eagles' schedule. They've been phenomenal.
There'll be things that come up over the next couple of weeks, injuries and all that sort of thing. But when Philadelphia has Jalen Hurts on the field, they have one loss.
Wild. They didn't even need to use him the whole game on Sunday. I don't know how dialed in because we were all driving back from Jasper. We had the game on in the old Nation truck. So we're listening to the play-by-play. And it was just a comedy of errors. It's Purdy's in. Oh, Purdy's hurt. And in comes Josh Johnson, his 14th NFL team.
Yeah.
And it's a fumble. Oh, it's a turnover. Oh, and now Josh Johnson's going to the tent.
They did put on a bomb and a salve, from what I heard.
Which who?
Some salve and then a bomb on Big Cock Brock's arm. Because he had the elbow and the body. They're putting a bomb. They're putting some salve and a bomb on his elbow and his bicep. Kevin Harlan's so great.
He is good,
yeah. Hey, will he be coming back into the game? As it turned out, he was not coming back into the game.
Well, he did come back into the game after Josh Johnson had to go to the tent, but it was too little too late. It was a nightmare for the Niners. So they start the year. Trey Lance is our guy. We traded up to select him a couple drafts ago. Injured game 1, monsoon storm against Chicago. Okay, well, we couldn't trade Jimmy G, but I guess we have to use him now, and he's fine. And they start rolling with Jimmy G, and then he gets hurt, and he's done for the year. Then it's Big Save Brock, or whatever we're calling him, and he comes in, and all of a sudden they've won 12 in a row to get to the conference final game. He gets hurt. The 4-stringer gets hurt. I don't know. Has there been 4 quarterbacks lost to injury by the same team in a year? Poor bastards.
The shittiest part of it is, obviously, if you're a Niners fan or you're part of that team, you have to be wondering, what do we need to do to have
luck,
a healthy quarterback?
You can't help it.
But that game yesterday would have been tremendous even if Purdy, because even the conversation coming in is, are they moving Trey Lance? Like, is that done? They traded up and he was going to be the guy, and Garoppolo, you're out because it's Lance's team, and then he got hurt, and now this Purdy kid's got to play. I don't know if this changes that at all or what they're...
It's a pretty small sample, but he's looked pretty damn good.
Is it a
Pretty small. That's what you did there. Can apologize for that later.
You know what today is? I wasn't going to do a show today.
I know where you would have been.
I wasn't going to do a show today because it's Monday. And Monday means half-price wings over at Montana's.
Half-price.
Half-price. You can go in and you may want to pay full price. You'll be like, hey, no, I'm no one special. I'm no VIP.
Sorry, you must be confused with somebody else.
I'm no dignitary. I may hobnob with some upper crust, the elite.
It's a very, very loose relation, the Queen. It's not like there's 1/64.
I just want to be treated like everyone else. I don't need
commoner.
These delicious wings at half price. And they will say, no, sir, madame. This is for everybody. No matter who you are. You walk through the door today, you're getting half price wings. Well, what's the occasion? Is there a reason to celebrate? Well, there is. It's Monday.
That's right.
And that's what we do here at Montana's.
Now, if you have a tough time with that kind of response to your question, maybe they'll allow you to pay full price for the first one, but then bring you a free second order. I could see that working.
However you want to convince yourself.
Yeah.
Here's what I would recommend doing. Do the half price thing.
Okay.
Tip your server a little extra.
Okay.
Because they're not bringing out half of the wings.
No,
they don't weigh half as much.
No.
You're just paying half.
They're not half-size chickens.
No.
They're the same.
Tip your servers, you cheap. Also, we've been doing a lot. We've been talking about Montana's here for a little bit. Go to their website, montanas.ca. Find the location nearest you. Montana's Barbecue and Bar. Starting this week and every week pretty much throughout the month of February. It's not February yet, but it is very soon. We are going to be giving away some gift cards so that you can go. Don't just take our word for it. We went there the other day. We had stuff from the value menu and all that.
The comfort menu.
Yeah. Coming up, thank you. The comfort menu.
Oh, so good.
So good. And so much there. $25 gift card this week We're going to pick somebody, and you are going to get a brand new $25 gift card. It's going to be full, not 20.
It's not half full on Mondays.
No,
it's
no,
still
no.
$25.
A
We don't
full
want to confuse you.
$25.
Yeah.
Here's what you got to do. You go to the contest post. We're going to have it on FlamesNation social media. You go find it. Tag your friends in the comments. Go in there. Hey, we should go sometime.
Hey, Big Save Brock. Let's
That's
get out
right.
and get some wings.
Tag your friends. Follow the show. Follow the Montana's social medias. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The draw date you can see there is coming up. I actually have it blocked by my screen because we're doing it February 2nd. I don't want to give anything away, but there might be another gift card to give away down the road, and then maybe another gift card to give away down the road. But Montana's putting their money where their mouth is. The food is top shelf, and they want you to come and see for yourself. So do that. Coming up on the 2nd, we'll draw that, and somebody's going to be taking that $25 gift card to go and enjoy some Montana's.
Perfect.
So you could wait and try and win the $25, or you could just go today and have half-price wings.
Do both. It's not mutually exclusive.
And they are good wings. Don't mind saying. Oh, you're just saying that, Boom. I wouldn't lie.
Big.
I wouldn't do it.
Get the video of me hammering one of those. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Crispy.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do this just because it looks horrible on my ability to pick football. But time for our Betway bets. Last week,
were
we
you
did
going
the
opposite
NFL.
George? Because I know you for a while this season you were on such a cooler that you went opposite George and you had a great couple weeks.
No.
That'd be a good excuse if you went 0-2 or something like that.
I'd kind of
say I was going opposite George.
You know what? I kind of turned it around. I had a 3-0 week, and then I think I was 2-1 the next week. I actually was feeling pretty good about myself. Did not have this weekend dialed in. I thought that Burrow was going to find a way. Basically a pick 'em.
Yeah. And you know what? That line swung again another 2 points. We talked about all that movement the week. That was on Thursday. And by kickoff
it
Sunday, it was another 2 points back to Kansas City?
Kansas City was favored.
Like, what a ride that line was. Holy.
Well, and if it weren't for the flipping refs, maybe I would have won.
That's true.
Refs' fault.
Stupid.
And obviously, the quarterbacking stuff did not help, but I don't know if it would have mattered potentially yesterday. San Fran plus 2.5 did not come through as the Eagles win going away. So I go 0-2 yesterday.
Eagles look well-oiled.
I was frustrated too because I got on the road yesterday coming back from Jasper. No cell service. I was going to maybe, put a few shit. Oh, jeez, I can't get cell service. I saved myself about $100.
There you go.
Yeah. How'd you do?
1 for 2. I had the Eagles. We were all on Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
At Burrowhead.
But
apparently it's still Arrowhead, and that's the first time Mahomes has beat the Bengals. I shouldn't say beat the Bengals. When Joe is quarterback the Bengals. Burrow hit my ass. It's Mahomes' house.
Yeah.
That's his boy, T. Kelsey.
Kelsey was he was very on point post game.
He was very Kelsey
with his cutting wrestling promos and stuff.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Know your role and shut your damn mouth.
Two,
Cincinnati mayor.
Yeah, he did take
you jabroni.
Yeah.
It's like jabroni.
This is someone else's act.
That's
Jason.
good stuff.
Excuse me, not Jason Travis.
Yeah.
All on the Bengals, and I thought 2.5 minutes. He's got the ball. It's like, here it is. You want to start cementing a Hall of Fame resume? It could be after their second Super Bowl in a row, and his third or fourth year. 2 wins in Arrowhead in championship games. That would have been something. Instead, intentional grounding. You lose it down. Ball back in Mahomes' hands with 40 seconds left, and we've seen this script before. It never ends well for the other guys.
Rhett had picks in on Thursday. He also went 0 for 2, and I think probably if you want to be more specific, 0 for 3, because he has the Bills every week.
Yeah,
and they did not cover.
I couldn't find the results, so I don't know where
they did not do it. And right now, the line's what is it? It's basically
2.
a pick 'em.
Nope,
is it
Philly
up to
favored
2?
by 2. That was this morning on Betway. Check that out. And I get it.
Yeah.
There's still some questions around KC, mostly the foot of Mahomes and the health of some of their weapons. There's not a lot of questions around Philly right now. It's not been, what is it? Back-to-back wallopings in the postseason. They have a bye and then 2 blowout wins. That must be fun. Playing really good football and no one's even come close to beating you yet.
Speaking of Philly, I think he's back home. Frank Seravalli, NHL insider. He'll join us tomorrow for a little bit. That turncoat, that traitor.
Yeah.
And from what we saw from the Yaremchuk video, awful teammate.
Yeah. He needed a breather, I think.
Only very selfish. Cares only about himself. Back in Philadelphia. He's going to the All-Star festivities.
He's a busy guy.
I don't know why you'd need to go down. What are you going to be doing down there? Why does Frank need to go to the
Partying.
All-Star game?
Schmoozing.
Is that what it is? So Frank will join us on the Tuesday edition as well.
Wearing Hawaiian t-shirts, I think.
When pitchers, catchers, pitchers reporting very soon. It feels crazy here in Calgary and in Canada to be talking about pitchers and catchers, but you're in that when you're in that world and in that scope, it's coming up here. And our boy,
Calgarian,
he's got plans because pitchers and catchers.
He's one of those.
Mike Soroka, Calgarian, Atlanta Braves thrower, is going to join us here in studio for a quick chat before he heads out of town tomorrow. We had him on Fred, not long after we got the show going back in October.
I feel like we had him October, November.
Yeah.
It was good to catch up with him. He's been through a shitload dealing with his body. He said this is his first anything close to normal off season where he actually, instead of rehabbing, was training. I tell you, there's not many that have dealt with the type of adversity he's faced with his body. He's an incredibly mature guy, and I don't know that he's here right now if he's not as mature as he is in terms of, they're fighting for a job in Atlanta, and he's got Cy Young votes as a rookie. Like, this is a talented cat.
We've been lucky to talk to him for a number of years on the radio show prior to this, and obviously now, and the maturity is. It's striking if you've been around the guy at all, going back the number of years, because he really was kind of he was just a young, gangly kid who could really throw.
Yeah.
Who could just throw 100 miles an hour. And now you talk to him and just how, I guess you have to be. You go through that. You talk about life experiences and the ups and the downs of World Series, and then you're injured again, and you can't be part of that whole thing. He's such a mature guy now, despite really being in the scope of life, just a young kid.
Well,
still.
and earlier in life, he lost a family member, and that's, that forces you to grow up quick. His older siblings, he's the youngest by a significant margin. I think he's been, all those difficult things he's had to deal with have allowed him to overcome what's been a really tough 2 years for his body.
So that's tomorrow.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, because he's got to get his stuff together. We said before you head out, why don't you come by for a little sit down? He's going to do that with us tomorrow.
Love it.
Here in the Tower Chrysler Studios.
Is that a show? Did we just do a show?
That's a show. Yeah. We weren't going to do one.
That's free. We weren't going to charge you for that one.
Yeah, this is a bonus show.
Yeah, so next time we take a day off, like maybe Friday, don't get mad at us because this was free today.
Maybe we should do that.
You want to take Friday?
We should probably take Friday.
Yeah, we take Friday off. Tan Man, you get Friday off, okay? See you at the ship.
See you at the ship. Perfect. That'll do it. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Rhett would say Oilers suck.
See you, buddies.